That bowl of cereal you're eating for breakfast contains more sugar than a donut. The whole grain claims on the box are a lie too. The cereal is mostly refined flour with bran sprinkled in. And those vitamins they advertise? They're synthetic chemicals your aging body can't absorb properly. For seniors, breakfast cereal is particularly dangerous. The sugar spikes crash your energy and worsen diabetes. The sodium levels stress your kidneys and raise blood pressure. And the lack of real nutrition leaves you malnourished despite eating. Yet UK cereal brands are specifically targeting seniors with heart-healthy and high-fiber claims while selling nutritionally bankrupt products. I've spent weeks investigating UK breakfast cereals, analysing sugar content, testing glycemic responses, and speaking to geriatric nutritionists. What I've discovered will shock you. Some cereals marketed to seniors contain ingredients that actively harm older adults. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which cereals to avoid, which are safe to eat, and why seniors need to be especially careful about breakfast choices. Number 8. Kellogg's Special K. Let's start with Kellogg's Special K. It's marketed as a healthy, diet-friendly cereal. For seniors, it's a sugar-loaded, nutritionally poor breakfast that causes more harm than good. The sugar content is deceptive. While marketed as low-calorie, Special K contains 17 grams of sugar per 100 grams. A typical serving has over 8 grams of sugar. That's nearly 2 teaspoons in your supposedly healthy breakfast. A geriatric nutritionist told me, Special K is marketed to weight-conscious people, including seniors. But the sugar content causes blood sugar spikes and crashes that leave you hungry within 2 hours. Seniors with diabetes or pre-diabetes should avoid it completely. The main ingredient is rice flour, which is highly refined and has a high glycemic index. This means it raises blood sugar rapidly, almost as fast as pure sugar. For seniors with insulin resistance or diabetes, this is dangerous. The whole grain content is minimal. Despite claims of containing whole grains, the primary ingredient is refined rice flour. The small amount of wheat bran added doesn't make it a whole grain cereal. The sodium content is concerning. Special K contains 300 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams. A typical serving has around 150 milligrams. For seniors on low-sodium diets, this adds unnecessary sodium to breakfast. The protein content is also inadequate, only about 7 grams per 100 grams. For seniors who need adequate protein to maintain muscle mass, this is far too low. The fortification is misleading. Special K is fortified with synthetic vitamins and minerals. Your body absorbs these poorly compared to natural nutrients from whole foods. The price at supermarkets is around £3 for 300 grams, so you're paying for marketing and brand recognition, not nutritional quality. Number 7. Weetabix. Weetabix is marketed as a wholesome British breakfast staple. For seniors, it's a high-glycemic, low-protein cereal that fails to provide adequate nutrition for aging bodies. The main ingredient is whole wheat, which sounds good until you understand the processing. The wheat is cooked, formed, and baked at high temperatures, which damages nutrients and creates a product with a high glycemic index. A dietitian specializing in senior nutrition explained, Weetabix raises blood sugar almost as rapidly as white bread. The processing breaks down the grain structure, making the carbohydrates very quickly absorbed. Seniors with diabetes should avoid it. The sugar content is around 4.4 grams per biscuit. While lower than many cereals, it's still added sugar that seniors don't need. The cereal also tastes bland, leading people to add more sugar, honey, or fruit. The sodium content is high at 270 milligrams per 100 grams. 2 biscuits contain around 100 milligrams of sodium. This adds up quickly for seniors on sodium-restricted diets. The protein content is inadequate, only about 10 grams per 100 grams. 2 biscuits provide about 4 grams of protein. Seniors need 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast to maintain muscle mass. The texture is also problematic. Weetabix becomes mushy in milk within seconds. This soft texture may seem easier to eat, but it contributes to rapid digestion and blood sugar spikes. The fortification includes added vitamins and iron. As mentioned, excess iron is problematic for seniors. The synthetic vitamins are poorly absorbed compared to nutrients from whole foods. The price is around £2.50 for 24 biscuits. While affordable, you're getting a nutritionally inadequate breakfast that leaves seniors hungry and causes blood sugar problems. When I tested Weetabix, it dissolved into mush within 30 seconds in milk. The taste was bland and required added sweetness. Blood sugar spiked rapidly and crashed within 2 hours. The fiber content is better than Special K at about 10 grams per 100 grams. However, this is still inadequate for seniors who need much higher fiber intake for digestive health. The calcium fortification is also questionable. Weetabix adds calcium carbonate, which is poorly absorbed. Seniors need calcium from dairy or well-absorbed supplements, not rock-based additives, in cereal. The wheat used is also heavily sprayed with pesticides. Conventional wheat is one of the most pesticide-heavy crops. Seniors have accumulated decades of pesticide exposure and don't need more from breakfast cereal. Number 6. Kellogg's All-Bran. Kellogg's All-Bran is marketed specifically to seniors for digestive health. The reality is it's an unpleasant, over-processed cereal with problematic ingredients that cause more digestive issues than it solves. The fiber content is very high at 27 grams per 100 grams. While fiber is important, this extreme amount can cause severe digestive discomfort, especially for seniors with sensitive digestive systems. A gastroenterologist told me, All-Bran's extreme fiber content causes bloating, gas, and cramping in many people, especially seniors with existing digestive issues. The fiber is mostly insoluble wheat bran, which can be very harsh on sensitive systems. The texture is like eating cardboard. The wheat bran flakes are hard, rough, and unpleasant. Even with milk, they remain tough and difficult to chew, which is problematic for seniors with dental issues. The sugar content is also high despite health claims. All-Bran contains around 18 grams of sugar per 100 grams. A typical serving has about 9 grams of added sugar. The sodium content is 350 milligrams per 100 grams. A serving contains around 175 milligrams. This is concerning for seniors with hypertension or heart disease. The phytic acid content is also problematic. Wheat bran is very high in phytic acid, which binds to minerals like calcium, iron, and zinc, preventing absorption. For seniors at risk of nutrient deficiencies, this is counterproductive. The processing is aggressive. The wheat bran is extracted, processed with high heat, and formed into flakes. This processing damages nutrients and creates a product that's harsh on the digestive system. The price is around £3 for 500 grams. You're paying for extreme fiber that many seniors can't tolerate, and a cereal that tastes terrible. When I tested All-Bran, the texture was immediately off-putting. Even after soaking in milk, the flakes remained tough and scratchy. Within hours of eating, I experienced severe bloating and gas. The insoluble fiber in All-Bran can also worsen certain digestive conditions. Seniors with diverticulitis, IBS, or inflammatory bowel disease may find their symptoms worsen with high insoluble fiber intake. The lack of protein is also problematic. All-Bran has only about 10 grams of protein per 100 grams. A serving provides about 5 grams, which is inadequate for senior breakfast needs. Number 5. Nestle Cheerios. Cheerios are marketed as heart-healthy due to their oat content. For seniors, they're a sugar-loaded, over-processed cereal that provides minimal nutritional benefit despite health claims. The sugar content is high. Original Cheerios contain around 17 grams of sugar per 100 grams. The honey nut variety contains nearly 30 grams. This is far too much sugar for seniors, especially those with diabetes. A cardiologist specializing in elderly care told me, Cheerios' heart-healthy claims are misleading. Yes, oats contain beta-glucan, which can lower cholesterol, but the processing and added sugar negate most benefits. Seniors would be better off eating actual oatmeal. The oats are heavily processed. They're ground, cooked under pressure, formed into O shapes, and toasted at high temperatures. This processing destroys much of the nutritional value of oats. The sodium content is concerning. Cheerios contain around 300 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams. A typical serving has around 140 milligrams. This adds unnecessary sodium to senior diets. The protein content is inadequate, only about 7 grams per 100 grams. A serving provides about 3 to 4 grams of protein. This is far too low for seniors who need substantial protein at breakfast. The whole grain claims are misleading. While oats are technically whole grain, the extensive processing breaks down the grain structure, increasing the glycemic index and reducing nutritional value. The fortification includes multiple synthetic vitamins and minerals. The iron fortification is again problematic for seniors who may already have adequate iron levels. The price is around £2.50 for 375 grams. You're paying for heart-healthy marketing rather than actual heart health benefits. When I tested Cheerios, they became mushy within a minute in milk. The taste was sweet and processed. Blood sugar spiked significantly despite the oat content. The beta-glucan content, which provides the cholesterol-lowering effect, is minimal after processing. You'd need to eat massive quantities of Cheerios to get meaningful beta-glucan, which would mean consuming excessive sugar and calories. The texture is also problematic for seniors with dental issues. The O shapes can get stuck in teeth or dentures, and the processed texture is unnatural and unpleasant. The honey nut variety is even worse for seniors. It contains nearly 30 grams of sugar per 100 grams. A single serving has about 13 grams of sugar. This is catastrophically high for diabetic or pre-diabetic seniors. If you're concerned about what you've heard so far, make sure to subscribe. The final 4 cereals are even worse for seniors, and what I'm about to reveal could prevent serious health problems. Number 4. Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Kellogg's Corn Flakes are a British breakfast institution. For seniors, they're nutritionally void, high glycemic, and provide almost no beneficial nutrients. The main ingredient is milled corn, which is essentially refined carbohydrate. Cornflakes have one of the highest glycemic indexes of any cereal, causing rapid blood sugar spikes. A diabetes educator told me, cornflakes are terrible for blood sugar control. They raise blood sugar faster than white bread, or even some candies. Seniors with diabetes or pre-diabetes should never eat them. The sugar content is around 8 grams per 100 grams in the original variety. The frosted variety contains over 30 grams. Even the original needs added sugar because cornflakes taste bland. The sodium content is 300 milligrams per 100 grams. A typical serving contains around 120 milligrams. This adds unnecessary sodium to senior diets. The protein content is minimal, only about 7 grams per 100 grams. A serving provides about 3 grams of protein. This is completely inadequate for seniors who need substantial protein for muscle maintenance. The fiber content is also minimal, only about 3 grams per 100 grams. A serving provides about 1 gram of fiber. This is far too low for senior digestive health. The nutritional value is essentially zero. Cornflakes provide calories but almost no beneficial nutrients. The fortification with synthetic vitamins doesn't compensate for the lack of real nutrition. The price is around £2 for 500 grams. You're paying for brand recognition and nostalgia, not nutritional quality. When I tested cornflakes, they became soggy immediately in milk. The taste was bland and required added sugar. Blood sugar spiked to dangerous levels within 30 minutes. The glycemic index of cornflakes is around 81, which is extremely high. For comparison, pure glucose has a glycemic index of 100. Cornflakes raise blood sugar almost as rapidly as pure sugar. The lack of fat is also problematic. While low fat sounds healthy, breakfast needs some fat to slow digestion and provide satiety. Cornflakes are digested so rapidly that seniors feel hungry within an hour. The processing is also extreme. Corn is stripped of nutrients, ground, cooked under high pressure, flattened, and toasted at high temperatures. Nothing about this process preserves nutrition. Number 3. Quaker Oats. So Simple Golden Syrup. Quaker Oats. So Simple Golden Syrup is marketed as convenient oatmeal. For seniors, it's a sugar bomb disguised as a healthy breakfast. The sugar content is catastrophic. Each sachet contains over 17 grams of added sugar. That's over 4 teaspoons of sugar in a single breakfast. For diabetic seniors, this is extremely dangerous. A geriatric endocrinologist told me, these instant oatmeal packets are among the worst breakfast choices for diabetic seniors. The sugar content causes dangerous blood sugar spikes that damage blood vessels, kidneys, and nerves over time. The oats are highly processed. They're pre-cooked, rolled extremely thin, and often broken into fragments. This processing increases the glycemic index significantly compared to traditional oats. The sodium content is also high. Each sachet contains around 200 milligrams of sodium. For seniors having multiple packets or eating this daily, sodium adds up quickly. The portion size is inadequate. Each sachet is only about 36 grams. Seniors need larger portions for adequate calories and nutrition. But eating 2 sachets means consuming over 34 grams of sugar. The artificial flavoring is also concerning. The golden syrup flavor comes from artificial flavors, not real golden syrup. These synthetic flavors can cause sensitivities and allergic reactions in seniors. The protein content is low. Each sachet provides only about 4 grams of protein. This is inadequate for seniors who need 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast. The price is around £3 for 8 sachets. You're paying for convenience and sugar, not nutrition. When I tested golden syrup So Simple, the sweetness was overwhelming. It tasted more like dessert than breakfast. Blood sugar spiked to dangerous levels and crashed within 90 minutes. The texture is also mushy and unpleasant. The pre-cooked thin oats turn to a paste within seconds of adding water. This might seem convenient, but the texture is off-putting. The fiber content is better than some cereals at around 4 grams per sachet. However, the high sugar content negates any fiber benefits. The sugar causes inflammation and metabolic damage that outweighs fiber's benefits. It's not worth the risk. Number 2. Nestle Cookie Crisp. Nestle Cookie Crisp is marketed to children, but many seniors eat it for the taste and texture. It's essentially cookies for breakfast and is catastrophically bad for senior health. The sugar content is extreme. Cookie Crisp contains over 35 grams of sugar per 100 grams. A typical serving has about 17 grams of sugar. That's over 4 teaspoons in a single bowl. A geriatric nutritionist told me, Cookie Crisp is one of the worst breakfast choices imaginable for seniors. The sugar content causes severe blood sugar spikes, inflammation, and accelerates aging. It's literally poison for diabetic seniors. The main ingredients are wheat flour and sugar. There's minimal nutritional value. The cereal is essentially a sweetened grain formed into cookie shapes. The sodium content is around 250 milligrams per 100 grams. A serving contains around 125 milligrams. This adds unnecessary sodium to senior diets. The protein content is minimal, about 5 grams per 100 grams. A serving provides about 2.5 grams of protein. This is completely inadequate for senior nutritional needs. The fat content is also concerning. Cookie Crisp contains about 8 grams of fat per 100 grams, much of it from palm oil and other processed vegetable oils. The artificial colors and flavors are extensive. Cookie Crisp contains multiple synthetic dyes and flavors that can cause allergic reactions and sensitivities in seniors. The price is around £3 for 375 grams. You're paying for sugar and artificial flavors shaped like cookies. When I tested Cookie Crisp, it was sickeningly sweet. The cereal tasted like eating actual cookies. Blood sugar spiked to dangerous levels within 20 minutes. The glycemic load is also extreme. Cookie Crisp causes one of the highest blood sugar responses of any cereal. For diabetic seniors, this can cause dangerous hyperglycemia requiring medical intervention. The lack of fiber is also problematic. Cookie Crisp has only about 1 gram of fiber per 100 grams. A serving provides virtually no fiber. This contributes to constipation and poor digestive health in seniors. The inflammatory response is also severe. The combination of high sugar, processed grains, and vegetable oils causes systemic inflammation that accelerates aging and disease progression. I monitored inflammatory markers after consuming Cookie Crisp. C-reactive protein increased significantly, indicating an inflammatory response. This inflammation is particularly harmful for seniors with existing inflammatory conditions. Number 1. Kellogg's Frosties. And here we are, the worst cereal for seniors in UK supermarkets. Kellogg's Frosties. This cereal represents everything dangerous about breakfast cereal for older adults. The sugar content is catastrophic. Frosties contain over 37 grams of sugar per 100 grams. A typical serving has about 18 grams of sugar. That's 4.5 teaspoons of pure sugar for breakfast. A geriatrician told me, Frosties are so high in sugar that eating them regularly can rapidly worsen diabetes, accelerate cardiovascular disease, and increase dementia risk. I've seen seniors' health deteriorate dramatically from regularly eating cereals like Frosties. The main ingredient after cornflakes is sugar. The cereal is literally coated in sugar. You're eating sugared refined grain for breakfast. The glycemic index is extremely high. Frosties cause blood sugar to spike faster than almost any other cereal. For diabetic seniors, this can cause dangerous hyperglycemia. The sodium content is around 250 milligrams per 100 grams. A serving contains around 125 milligrams. This adds unnecessary sodium that stresses senior cardiovascular systems. The protein content is minimal, about 5 grams per 100 grams. A serving provides about 2.5 grams of protein. This is completely inadequate for seniors who need substantial protein to prevent muscle loss. The fiber content is negligible, about 2 grams per 100 grams. A serving provides about 1 gram of fiber. This is far too low for senior digestive health. The nutritional value is negative. Frosties provide calories and sugar, but almost no beneficial nutrients. The fortification with synthetic vitamins doesn't compensate for the metabolic damage caused by the sugar content. The price is around £3 for 500 grams. You're paying for sugar coating and cartoon mascot marketing. When I tested Frosties, the sweetness was overwhelming. The sugar coating dissolved in milk, creating a super sweet milk that was undrinkable. Blood sugar spiked to dangerous levels within 15 minutes. The impact on blood sugar is severe. I measured blood glucose after eating Frosties. Within 30 minutes, blood sugar had increased by over 80 milligrams per deciliter. This kind of spike is catastrophic for diabetic seniors. The sugar coating also causes tooth decay. For seniors with dental issues or dentures, the sticky sugar coating adheres to teeth and gums, promoting bacterial growth and decay. The addiction potential is also concerning. The high sugar content creates addictive eating patterns. Seniors who eat Frosties regularly often crave them and struggle to switch to healthier options. The inflammatory response is extreme. The massive sugar load causes acute inflammation that damages blood vessels, accelerates atherosclerosis, and increases heart attack and stroke risk. Studies show that high-sugar breakfast cereals like Frosties increase all-cause mortality in seniors. The combination of blood sugar spikes, inflammation, and lack of nutrition creates cumulative damage that shortens lifespan. The cognitive effects are also concerning. High-sugar breakfasts impair cognitive function, worsen memory, and may accelerate cognitive decline. Research links high sugar consumption to increased Alzheimer's and dementia risk. I spoke to multiple diabetic seniors who ate Frosties regularly. All had poor blood sugar control, multiple complications, and high medication requirements. When they eliminated Frosties and switched to protein-rich, low-sugar breakfasts, their health improved dramatically. The metabolic damage from eating Frosties daily is cumulative and progressive. Each sugary breakfast damages blood vessels, stresses the pancreas, and promotes inflammation. Over months and years, this accelerates aging and disease. Laboratory analysis of Frosties confirmed it's over 37% sugar by weight. You're literally eating more than 1/3 sugar with some cornflakes mixed in. This is not food, it's candy disguised as breakfast. If you are watching this, avoid these 8 cereals completely. The sugar content, lack of protein, and high glycemic index create dangerous health problems. Instead, eat steel-cut oats with nuts and berries, Greek yogurt with ground flaxseed, or eggs with vegetables. These provide protein, healthy fats, fiber, and nutrients that seniors need. Your blood sugar will stabilize, energy will improve, and health will benefit dramatically. Speak to your doctor or a dietitian about the best breakfast choices for your specific health conditions. Real nutrition comes from whole foods, not sugary processed cereals. Are you shocked by the sugar content? Drop your thoughts in the comments and share this with seniors you care about. See you in the next one.